Hello there, good people of the world. Welcome to another edition of Let's Some Safaris. Tonight we're here at what is it called? It's an airport in Mexico at a city that is called Mazatlan. Not sure what it's pronounced in Mexican, but the airport is General Rafael Buelna International, and it's got the designation. It's got the code Mike Zulu. So this is where we're going to start our leg. I have announced it on the forum, so there might be one or two people who would like to join in. We're going to wait until it's 9 p.m., but I can, of course, turn... What's that? Oh. I should be using my yoke, my little shiny new Bravo throttle quadrant. Which is very nice, by the way. I'll talk about this in a little while. Let's see if this works out. ITT peaks out at 7:30 6:30 something. That's all right. It's a little bit warm here. And we're going to turn on alternator and blah, blah, blah. Turn on the lights. I'm going to turn on the landing light already because I'm a lazy ass. Let's turn off the standby attitude indicator because it's eating up our frames per second. So now it's time for me to actually go ahead and I need to join the Discord channel. The Discord channel Safari, so people are able to talk to me if they want to. Anyway, hi there, Mr. CtrlPhreek. How are you doing? That's nice. So I'm what was I about to say? I forgot. I'm not getting younger either. Huh? Yeah, I guess so. Standby, blah, 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 and so forth and so on. Oh, I wanted to configure the autopilot using my shiny new Bravo throttle quadrant. But I haven't gotten the hang of it yet, as somehow it behaves a bit weird in some ways. So, first let's go ahead and no, I don't want to set the vertical speed. No, there we go. At what altitude do you suppose we should be flying? I say about 500 feet, something like that. No, it's a little bit too low, I guess. So, 1,000, 1,200 should be good enough. Now we're going to fly nav, I guess. Hello? Dude, I need my flashlight. It's it's embarrassing. So, did it work? Yes, it did. Okay, the destination for today, I guess, could be the airport of what the heck? What is it putting in here? The airport of what? No, that's not. Now we're starting at Gen Rafael blah blah something. It's Mike Zulu. The question is, yeah, the Playa de Oro International, Mike Zulu What's O? For freaking out like Oscar. Mike Zulu Oscar. That's gonna be the destination for today, I guess. We'll see. Yeah. I'm not sure if there's anybody else who's gonna join. I put it on forums, but it's usually only the guys like you, the regulars. Influence. He hasn't been flying with me for a couple of days. Maybe you scared him away. I don't know. So let's see. Where are you? Are you there? Oh, okay. No, today we're gonna do the Pacific Edge tour. A little bit of variety. Mm-hmm. That's it. We're gonna invite Two-Tone Murphy, of course. Hey Murph, what's going on?
Just enjoying the view from up here, my friend. We're
Dude,
hovering
he's
over the
loud.
beautiful Mazatlan area where the sun kisses the ocean and the beaches are as golden as a leprechaun's pot of gold.
What is a leprechaun? I know that's some kind of animal, I guess, but I don't remember what it is. Okay. So something like a Woolamander from the Star Wars universe? Or a Marsupilami, but that one has got a huge tail. That's not exactly human-like. What is the time? Yeah. I'm going to line up on the runway somewhere. Let me take a look. What might make sense here? We have no wind at all. We can choose freely. Nope. Since we're lazy asses and would like to get in the air as quickly as possible, we're going to take runway 09er. Does the trim wheel work? Yes. There is a particularly sneaky workaround for. I think I told you about the fact that there's. I'm not sure. Did I tell you about the throttle quadrant, the Bravo stuff? That the trim wheel doesn't work very well. It is very slow to react. And did I tell you that? I don't remember. Okay. So there was a problem that I had to do a whole lot of revolutions before this thing actually had an effect on the simulator. So I had to turn it a whole lot to actually make the trim wheel inside the simulator even move like half a revolution. And there are nifty little software projects out there who can kind of help with that. So now it's a lot more responsive, and it's actually a joy to use. Before that, it wasn't. So there's always some kind of workaround for something. But besides, the trim wheel is the only complaint really that I have. Everything else is quite awesome. There's yesterday I was flying a little bit just for kicks and on Papua New Guinea and on my own, and then I tried all kinds of stupid stuff, but this thing it's basically flawless except for the trim wheel. But it is well, I would say it's the cheapest option of that kind of quality on the market. Unfortunately, there's not much competition. It's either hella expensive or it's cheap and shit. But isn't that the case for almost everything? I took home. I just because I still can't. I can't get around the fact that I'm not able to use virtual reality headsets. I'm getting sick of it. But I took home a Meta Quest 3. I'm going to try it again. Just to no, I'm. It's not my headset, so I'm. I'm not good. Maybe, probably. I don't know. We're gonna find out, but not tonight. Yeah, but it's a bit. I think it's a bit unwieldy, really, because you're going to have to arrange your simulator in different ways than you're used to. You know, and I'm not sure about the about actually working with the interaction with the instruments and the bugs and so forth. I'm not sure how this works. I mean, people will have find ways to use it. I'm not yet sure how to do this, but maybe I'm going to find out. You there yet? Okay. Uh, that's not a good omen, dude. Please. Okay. I have all the time in the world. No, that's not true. You do. I have only half of it. But immediately I have the melody in my head. Who was it who sang that song? That was a Bond. I think it belongs to a James Bond soundtrack, and it is no. Yeah, it should. I thought that would be the way, but I didn't. I wasn't able to resolve the problem. So we flew. If you remember, we flew without. Maybe yes. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yes, yes, yeah, yeah. Probably, maybe, but if they're gonna, because I mean this is a 2020 version of the plane, so I'm happy that it works at all. Maybe the 2024 version that's gonna come out at some point will support it again. No, we can basically go ahead and fly anywhere we want. I just want to follow the coastline, but we can land if you like to land, because it's, I mean, it's fun landing, but uh, and it's just get in the air and fly a little bit, and then we can see if we feel like landing. So I cannot see you, or I have disabled the. Okay. Does my yoke work? Yes, it does. That's good. Once everything is working. Yes, please. Oh, here's music that I'm not. Huh? I would rather let you know if I can see you, because otherwise I'm going to tell you all the time, I can't see you. I can't see you. Still, I can't see you. Okay, now I can't see you. You're not there yet. I need to switch the music, otherwise I'm going to get a copyright strike here. Why is it playing stuff it's not supposed to play? There we go. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe it's aircraft traffic type air to, but multiplayer is enabled. Yes, please. Okay. Oh, you're on. Yeah, of course you are. I have to go there as well. I'm still on the ramp. Okay, where is 09? I should be turning right, I think. What is going on? Heck, oh, there you are. Okay. You're in a C208. And then I'm actually going to be able to see a plane that makes sense. Excuse me? You were garbled. Your voice was garbled right now. Yes. It did. You look like a caravan, but without a gear. No, now the gear comes out. But you're hovering above the ground, really. But if I'm getting close to you, then I can see the gear. So at least that. On the tail, let's see. Look from the outside. No, there is no name tag. No. I can't see anything. There, I can see your plane, but there's no label on it. Okie dokie. Mm-hmm. What's the fuel? Did I put in something? Yeah. Okay, ready? Okay. Let's go. We do have a bit of crosswind here. Quite a lot, actually. And nuts. trim wheel works. So very nice. Okay. I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna activate the autopilot and then go to 3000. Papa Alpha Delta Uniform. No. Mike Uniform Tango would be the next waypoint. Oh, this also nice there. ZLO? What is this thing doing? I'm not sure. Well, anyway. I want to fly directly to blah. There we go. I should activate nav. Now we're getting somewhere. At least I can see on the radar. That's very nice. It works. Raise the flaps. Mike Uniform Tango, that would be the next waypoint, but it's not the final destination. Yeah, but why not? I mean, yeah, excuse me? How about we land on Isla Maria Madre, which is Mike 40. It's a little island that's not too far away from the shore. That looks nice there. Yeah, I think I would like to do that. That's quite pretty. I'll put it in to the thing here. The thing with a thing. Mike. Mike. 40. Isla Maria Madre. Nope, it's not. Mike 40. There's a prison on that island. The Islas Marias prison, whatever it's called, prison complex. So they're putting all these bad guys onto this island. That's why they have a little airport, and a heliport. And it's far away from the mainland that people are not going to be able to swim. At least not those who don't have any kind of what's it called? Oh, come on. if you're able to walk and run and whatever for a longer time, what kind of skill do you need to have? What kind of condition of your body? Endurance. Genau, endurance. Thank you. Yeah, that looks nice. I wouldn't want to live on an island which basically consists of a prison complex, but it looks nice. Have you seen whales in the simulator? Oh, I think we talked about it. I saw deer running over the runway a couple of times, actually, but no whales yet. Two-Tone Murphy was always telling me that there would be whales everywhere. Yo, Murphy, are there any whales here in the vicinity?
You bet your lucky Shamrock there are whales in these waters. From December to April, the Pacific waters of Mazatlan are a playground for humpback whales who come here to breed and calve. So keep your eyes peeled, and you might just spot one breaching or slapping its tail.
Yeah, there you go. How was your pizza the other day? Good, fellas. That sounds good. Uh-huh. Absolutely. Italian with some people from Mexico preparing the preparing and some people from, I don't know, what else do we have? You've got your Mexicans, and we Germans, we have our Polish people. It's the same kind of relationship. So a restaurant that's supposed to be Italian. Oh, there's a guy with a number. Yeah. Michigan, there's somebody ahead of us. He's probably on that island. Yes, he is. Do you happen to know Radio Paradise? No, that's no, that's a radio station, a web-based, internet-based radio station from California. A guy who, I don't know how he might be at in your age. He has been broadcasting radio for ages, and that radio station is entirely ad free. It's community supported, so there are some people who are giving some donations, and they're able to basically live off of that. And what's really nice about these guys is that they have handcrafted playlists, and it's pretty good music from my perspective. It's all kinds of music, but nothing. Uh, no regular stuff like the top 100 from the world. Well, top 100. I don't know what it's called. The current best songs on the planet, most listened to on Spotify, but selected music, world music, sometimes jazz, sometimes 70s stuff, but a nice collection, really. They're doing they're doing great work, and it's a father with his daughter, and his wife was involved as well at some point, and it's basically a very small family business. And they were originally located in Paradise in California, but unfortunately, during the last year, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before, there were a lot of wildfires in that area, also in Paradise, and they lost their home and they had to relocate. And but that's hence the name Radio Paradise. Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Oh yes, please go ahead. I'm all ears. Mm-hmm. 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 Oh, uh, what the heck? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but why the heck would it uh, uh, configure the? It's the twist axis, right, on the joystick, that you can turn it left and right. I didn't have that yet. Okay. Weird. Not really. Okay. Nah, that doesn't make any sense because you're gonna. I mean, yes, logically, nah, not really. Yes, I mean it's an axis. It's a rudder axis, but not for trimming. For crying out loud, it's not gonna work ever. Because involuntarily you're gonna twist it in some way. There's no way around it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the joystick. Actually, it's a T16,000, right? Okay. They have great sensor. They've got these Hall effect sensors, but only on the X and Y axis, not in the twist. That's unfortunate because then you wouldn't have that kind of problem. But these old analog sensors or whatever, I don't know what they're called, but they're gonna break eventually, or getting dirty or whatever. Doesn't matter with a Hall effect. I think they are based on some kind of magnetic sensors, so they might get sticky a little bit, but they're not going to lose precision. Maybe I can get rid of this guy. Oh no. I always make the same mistake. I have found a way to get rid of the co-pilot. So this guy, go away, you bad guy. I'm gonna have to adjust the... Excuse me? I don't understand what you're saying. He's generally, he's just in the way. I mean, he's in the way. I don't want... In the sim, yes. Nah, there's nobody bad around in my house. I would have thrown him out. No, there's this guy, the co-pilot. I can never get rid of these guys usually. I don't know why. I have just reduced the weight on the co-pilots. It usually, or sometimes it works if you reduce it to 0, and then the guy's gonna go away. But in this case, he's staying for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe there's a way to... This is annoying. Cargo. I have no cargo whatsoever. I only have fuel. Maybe I can, if I remove the pilot. I mean, the plane can fly without pilot, right? I'm just gonna activate the autopilot and jump off. But no, he's staying. He is staying. Anyway. Oh, there are more people. Oh, did you activate the time lapse, something like that? You're ahead of me quite a lot. I have no idea. Oh, I know why. Maybe because I accidentally hit pause, but you shouldn't be ahead that much. You're 20 miles ahead of me. It's not a big deal, but I was wondering. I hit pause only for like 2 seconds. But I'm only flying with like 145. I'm not in a hurry. Somehow, huh? Mm-hmm. I know it works. It's hot in here, 38 degrees Celsius. That's like, I don't know, 105 or something Fahrenheit. Mm-hmm. One side of the country. Right now, that shouldn't actually happen because I have. Oh. No, not really, because it's a privacy issue. I would not. Yeah, okay. No, I would not, without the consent of anybody, broadcast their voice. That's just a matter of privacy. But if you want to, if you'd actually like to hear a voice in the stream, I can arrange that. I think there is a streamer mode that I have to deactivate, and then I guess I could put. I don't know if you know OBS, the software. So there is. Exactly. I can show you if you want to take a look at the stream for a minute. So, can you see something? No, you cannot. No, you cannot. Wait a minute. Yeah, but OBS doesn't show up. So basically, what I can do is currently I only have audio. Audio is only capturing the flight sim, my microphone, say intentions, and Spotify, and everything else is not going to record. And then I can add another audio source, and that would be this Discord exactly. And I would be able to add the. I think I could even select channels because we're in the Safari channel, and I could say that I only want to make available the audio from the Safari channel, something like that. But do you want to be heard in the next? I mean, there's nobody watching this anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna put you in. No, yeah, well. So there is a. Let's take a look. Let's go ahead. Add an audio source. Mm-hmm. So what are we going to call it? Let's call it Discord. That makes sense, right? Discord, so I can remember what this is. Discord, there we go. Match title, blah, blah, blah. Send executable, that's good. So, say something.
Hello, computer.
Excellent. Yes, you're being recorded.
Okay.
So there you are. CtrlPhreek. You're 4 miles out.
Seems like it would be more interesting for any viewers to hear both sides of the conversation.
Yes, absolutely. The only thing is that you're not going to be able to use swear words that your wife don't like. On the other hand, she's listening in, right? You're doing this.
She is listening right now. She has a hard out soon, but right now she's here listening in.
Okay, all right. So you're under surveillance anyway.
Yes, and so are you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you catching up to me. I'm going to unpause momentarily.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. There's Michigan. I thought it would be somewhere else. I'm always wondering what the numbers behind. I mean, this guy, obviously, this is his nickname, but Michigan, probably. But what the numbers? Is that some random number that's being added by Microsoft? Oh, by the way, one day I wanted to. I was a little bit surprised because I wanted to change my nickname on. This is the Xbox nickname. Basically, you're being registered as a Xbox user, and then you're gonna get a nickname in the beginning. If you're stupid
Right.
like me, you don't choose it yourself, but you're gonna be assigned a nickname that's auto-generated, and then you have one chance to change it, and after that, it's gonna cost you money, and it's gonna cost $10 to change your goddamn nickname. I mean, no, not something I'm gonna do. I mean, in the meantime, I probably would have chosen a different name, not Defrag Dead, but now I'm gonna stick with it because I'm not gonna shell out $10 just to change my name. It's Microsoft.
Yeah, that's kind of silly, isn't it?
$30 miles.
Mm-hmm.
30 miles to go.
Or 8 minutes at the speed we're traveling.
It says 11 minutes. Estimated time of, I don't know what E is. Usually it's A, but ETE, what does it mean? Do you know that?
Estimated time en route.
Ah, okay. Okay, en route. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, because I took home the Quest, the Meta Quest VR thing, I put it onto my daughter's head today. She never had something like that on her head. And there's
How old is she?
Huh? She's 8 years old.
Okay.
And there's a free app which basically simulates a roller coaster ride, and I put it on her head.
Oh boy.
And I thought, holy hell! Please let her get I'm not sure what the word is. Nauseous. If you're getting a little bit. I don't know the English
Queasy?
word for this. Queasy, maybe, yeah. If you're losing balance because of there's a difference between
Dizzy?
Dizzy, maybe, yes, that might be the word. So I put it under her, and I had to stop in between the ride because she simply fell over because the eyes. The eyes see something else, and you're
right.
Unless you cannot use your eyes for a longer period of time, your balance feeling is largely dependent on what you see. So if you see something, but it's something different, then
it doesn't match up.
It
to
doesn't
what your
match
body
up
is experiencing.
exactly.
Yeah.
And she just fell over.
I guess she inherited that gene from you.
Probably. Well, I didn't fall over yet, but I'm getting queasy, yes. So I was prepared because I know how it works, but she didn't yet. So, but it was funny to watch because people are starting. I have in the company that I'm working for, we usually get customers every couple of days, and we're gonna, if we don't know them yet, we're gonna put this VR headset on on their heads, so just to have a little bit of fun. And it's always nice to see people who are doing this roller coaster ride, and they're leaning left and right because they're basically looking, and you can see them watching the surroundings. And some of these guys you need to hold on to because otherwise they're going to fall over. It's always a good laugh. And some people need to stop early, otherwise they're going to puke on the ground. It's fun.
I am waiting to see how I react to it when I finally get around to doing that.
Mm-hmm. I hope you can do it because the immersion is fantastic, really, if you have the hardware.
That's what I hear. Yeah.
What do you have? A 4090, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be good enough for most applications, I guess. This thing is consuming energy like I don't know, my whole house. The 4090s, the 5090s even worse, but the 4090s is an energy hog, really. It's fantastic.
What do you have?
I have an AMD 7800.
Oh, okay.
It's not very energy efficient either, but it's about half of what the 4090 uses. So
I just priced a 5090 the other day, and it's more than I paid for my machine.
Yeah, that's silly.
With a 4090 in it.
No, and not. I mean, NVIDIA is abusing its position. There's no doubt about that.
A little bit, yeah. A little
yeah,
bit,
a little bit. A little whole much too many bits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, but it's the AI stuff, because I mean, there are so many people who are using these cards for inference, for large language model stuff and so forth. So they can dictate the prices.
I suppose.
That's basically the reason why I bought an AMD card, because I just don't want to go with NVIDIA, at least not in my private life. I cannot walk away from NVIDIA when it comes to professional applications, because there's just no way, unfortunately, to circumvent all the great software support that you get from NVIDIA. All the drivers that you need, and the frameworks like CUDA and stuff like that you need for artificial intelligence. AMD's not being supportive in that regard, so you don't have any other way than to use NVIDIA. But for games, I can choose something else. And during the winter time, I don't even need I don't need a heater in this room. Neither do you. But in Florida, it's not going to get cold anyway, so not really.
If it's cold here, I turned the air conditioner on.
What?
If it's cold here, it means I turned the air conditioner on. It doesn't get cold here ever.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. Okay, so we're approaching the first landing.
Little nav map says that straight in 19 looks like the way to go.
Okay, I'm just gonna follow you in.
I'll try not to lead you astray.
It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna follow, and we'll see what happens. Prop full forward. Autopilot off. There you are. Oh, yes, I can see the runway. That should be a fairly easy approach.
Yeah, it's pretty straight in.
You still don't have... Yes, now you have a gear. But your prop is not turning. Weird.
We're going to have to put in a bug report.
Mm-hmm. Let's just do the touch and go, and then head on to the. I would like to take a look at the prison complex. Maybe we can see some prisoners who look like. There's a Mexican actor, and his face is pretty garbled. I don't remember his name. He was a. What's his name? Come on. He's got long black hair. And he really looks mean. And he's pretty old already. And he's got he already had his own film, I think. His very own leading role. I'm going to have to look him up. But I suspect that... Do you know the film Con Air?
Well, I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay.
If I saw it, it was a long time ago, and I don't remember it.
I think it was with Nicolas Cage, and they had a.
That sounds right.
And they were on a flight with a whole bunch of prisoners, and I think they crashed, and I guess these guys are they could be the clients that are sitting in this prison. Like the kind of prison you want. Let's turn off bitching Betty here. We do have a little bit of crosswind. No, not really. Not that much. But my plane is moving weirdly. I'm always being pushed to the left. I don't know why. But I'm not going to get any crosswind indication.
Maybe the twist axis on your joystick is bound to your trim.
No, it isn't. No, I'm accelerating. Why am I accelerating? This is getting out of hand here. Let's put in some rudder. Okay, I'm going to roll pretty much to the end of the runway and then take off again. And then I'll take a look at the prison complex. They have quite nice houses here. Like southern ranch houses. Maybe we can land on the heliport. I'm gonna try, if it's big enough.
Okay, I'll just watch you.
I'm gonna try. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, I know. Stop moaning. So it should be somewhere up ahead. On the left-hand side, you can see the famous little town of, what's it called? It's called Campamento Morelos. Morelos? I guess it's where the prisoners are handcrafting nice things. I actually in Germany there for some of the prisons in Germany they do have shops where prisoners actually build stuff that's being sold, and they can earn a little bit of money with it, which they're going to get once they get released. And there's also an online shop, which is, I'm not sure how I can translate this into English, but it's basically an e-commerce platform where you can buy stuff from these guys, and we were involved in developing this platform. So I'm always curious what these guys are building. It's not really complicated stuff, but it's interesting. Anyway, what they can do with what they have available. Where is the heliport? Oh, there it is. They have several, actually. That might be a challenge. I should just go ahead and land there. Let's see. The trees are in the way. The trees are in the way, unfortunately.
Have you been here in real life or something?
No. I have not been a prisoner either.
Ah, good to know.
Not yet. Who knows?
Yeah, same here. Not yet.
So let's see. Maybe this little road here might be a good place to land. Because
there was a perfectly good runway just back there where we came from.
No, that's not. That's not a challenge. I like little challenges here and there. And the the Kodiak is a excellent plane for short takeoff and landing. So let's lower the flaps fully and hope for the best. There's the heliport. Let's turn around. Slow down as much as I can. But Let's stay above 60, otherwise we're going to stall. Oh, we're close to stalling. Too fast again. It's not easy to maintain a speed with a turboprop because it's reacting with a little bit of delay.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of lag.
Mm-hmm. So there's the heliport.
Pretty good, not bad.
So the question is, where am I going to take off? There was a little bit of a runway somewhere, or let's not call it a runway, but some kind of street. Well, that might actually work. Running, since I have the Tundra tires.
Yeah, that road along the coast there looks like it might work.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's nice to just roll along the highways in a plane as long as it doesn't take off. Just following the roads. I think it would be... do you happen to know American Truck Simulator? Oh, ouch. There are big rocks here. Ow. Shit. I'm stuck. Come on, move. There we go.
I've heard of it, of course, but haven't ever partaken.
So they have I mean, this is a truck simulator, so you're going to drive trucks, obviously, but they have built a huge... They have rebuilt a huge part of the United States. You can drive through I think it's mostly the western part of the states still, but they're thinking about building a car simulator out of it, so that you can not only drive trucks but also cars. It's pretty interesting, and that's something that I thought would be an idea for a flight simulator as well, because I mean, you have the biggest possible world you can get, and you only need to add a little bit of car physics, something like that. Look at the Kodiak taking off. That was less than 300 feet, I would say. This thing is a STOL beast.
I know it is. The Caravan's similar.
Yeah.
I surprise people with it all the time.
Yeah, I do love this.
With
So it's not even a small... both are not even small planes, but
they're considered cargo haulers.
Yeah, exactly. But they can really do incredible stuff. So, next waypoint. Let's see. Let's take a look. I will fly heading. Activate heading. Oh, please! I want. That's something that I'm still gonna have to get used to. What is the heading? 1, 2. That should do the trick. Yes, it does. So, and activate the autopilot. Here we go. Yeah. The next waypoint, according to the flight plan that someone created, would be Pista... No. We're going to take... Lick Gustavo Diaz Ordaz International, Mike Papa Romeo. Mike. Mike. Papa. Romeo. Yes, please. There we go. Activate now. Is that the right direction? Yes, it is. So, how far are we going to go? It's like 87 miles. Mm-hmm.
Sounds like a plan.
I stole a couple of handcuffs. They didn't.
Oh?
They didn't really recognize this. The big ones, the ones that cuff both your hands, your wrists, and your ankles, your feet. You know what I mean? With big chains and a big what are these things called that you put on a chain? The big spheres made out of iron balls, iron ball, maybe.
Cannonball?
Possibly. Two-Tone Murphy, what about the island that we just flew over with the airport Mike 40? This is a prison island, right? Is there any story that you can tell us about it?
You're spot on. That island is indeed Isla Maria Madre, and it's home to a notorious prison that was established back in 1905. This place has seen its fair share of infamous inmates, including some who were involved in the Mexican Revolution. Legend has it that the island is haunted by the spirits of those who never made it off, adding a spooky twist to its already colourful history. So if you hear any ghostly whispers, don't be surprised.
Okay. Can you name some prisoners, some actual prisoners that are famous for what they did, some grisly deeds that would be worth putting them on this island?
You're looking for some infamous names, eh? One of the most notorious inmates was the revolutionary leader Francisco Villa, who was held here for a time. Another was the bandit Juan Nepomuceno Cortina, known for his daring escapades against the authorities. And let's not forget the infamous drug lord Rafael Caro Quintero, who was also a guest of the island. Quite the lineup of rogues, if I do say so.
Slante. This is going to be an endless loop.
Slante. Cheers to that.
If I start with Slante, he usually ends every single sentence that he says with Slante. Because he's an Irish dude.
I'm familiar with Two-Tone Murphy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't really until I...
Oh, really?
No, I never heard of him before I used Say Intentions, but he seems to be some kind of prominent figure. I don't know what
he is. He's a prominent figure in simming.
Okay. I didn't really know him at all.
He occasionally flies along with the Microsoft Flight Simulator official fly-in on Fridays.
Okay, I see. So
he's a real guy.
Excuse me?
He's a real guy. He's not just an AI.
Okay. Yeah, well, it happens that you've got some kind of AI imposters. It's nice.
Hmm.
So he basically lent his voice, and they started generating some kind of
Well,
narrative.
to be honest, this is the first time I'm hearing of it, actually. But I can tell you they've nailed it. I mean, he sounds just like that in
Mm.
real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, voice replication actually works pretty good nowadays. It is even if you're doing it. There are ways to do this on your local computer. The if it makes sense what the voice says, that's another story. But to replicate the voice is fairly easy today, and that's nice
Interesting.
because then you can have guys like him on
Right.
in ATC. It actually happened at some point. I was using. I didn't. I don't know if I told you that story. I think I don't. I didn't. The same tensions at the beginning when I started to use it. There's an option that you can have your voice be recorded as some kind of random chatter in the background. You can have uh, just so the air doesn't feel empty. It's that somebody's flying. Some third party guys are just flying around, and you can listen to radio chatter from virtual pilots, so to speak. And if you activate the option, your voice is gonna get recorded. And in the beginning, I'm not very fluent in aviation speak, so sometimes I begin to talk nonsense, and that's what
I'd say you
actually
do pretty well.
and exactly that kind of nonsense that I was talking to the AI was being recorded and replayed. I heard myself at some point the nonsense that I was talking to the AI about. I don't know. There was some misunderstanding that the AI didn't recognize what I was trying to say, and I complained about it, almost swearing. And they did record it, and they didn't. Obviously, they didn't. They don't have any kind of review what people are saying, because otherwise, I think they would have filtered it. But
They would have filtered that one
yeah,
out,
yeah,
yeah.
but they didn't. So that was angry little Matt ranting about the stupid AI. What do you think about doing? I was I had a longer ride in my car today, and was thinking about what else uh, could be done with flying here inside the simulator. I thought about uh, doing real random flights. I mean, random in the sense that you, I don't know, ask some kind of AI to pick one airport and another one that's about 100 miles away. Any place on Earth, no matter where it is, just pick a random airport, and not, because if we're doing it, I'm always biased. I'm always going to take some airport in a country that I know or that I find particularly interesting. But that also means that I'm gonna miss out maybe on some interesting place that I would never have gone to, because I'm just, biased. And then I thought about just having someone else, some machine make a pick for me. That might be interesting.
It might be worth a shot, I'd say.
Yeah, we'll try. I'm gonna ask OpenAI. I want some random airport on this planet, preferably some remote. No, we shouldn't put in any. We shouldn't put any.
Yeah, don't distract it.
Exactly.
Let it be creative, because
Mm-hmm.
that's the one thing AIs can't do.
Yeah. Yeah. Just pick a random airport. Period.
Yeah, I think you could give it like a number of nautical miles that you'd like to travel that at a
Exactly.
certain speed, so
That
you can
might
take up
work.
just the amount of time that you want to take up, and let the AI pick the endpoints. It might be interesting. I'll try it on Gemini later.
We could do it with two-tone Murphy. Actually, we could try because
We could.
obviously, Saint Tensions has a worldwide database that it can connect to
Of course.
of airports. So that might be an idea.
Mhm.
Let's try. Murphy, I'm interested in doing some random flights on the planet. I would like you to pick for me an airport where I can take off and another airport that's about 100 nautical miles away where I can land anywhere on the planet. I'm not going to give you any hint. I'm not going to give you some kind of blah blah. I just want you to pick an airport for me. A departure and an arrival airport somewhere on the planet. Go ahead. Let's see.
Let's see what he comes up with.
For a fun little jaunt, how about taking off from the iconic London Heathrow Airport
No.
and landing at the stunning Nice Côte d'Azur Airport,
No.
LFMN, in France.
Okay, I think
You'll get to
we're
enjoy
gonna.
the bustling city vibes of London
I think you broke
and
him.
then relax by the beautiful French Riviera.
No, there's one. I'm going to give you a condition. I want an airport that is not big. It's got to be a small airport with that's not commercial, and I want
Preferably dirt.
preferably dirt runway, and it's got to be somewhere that's not close to a famous city or big city. It's got to be somewhere remote, please.
How about taking off from the charming little airport called Isla Maria Madre Airport, MMIM?
Oh, you
It's a
can.
small remote airport with a dirt runway located on the Isla Maria Madre, far from the hustle and bustle of big cities. This hidden gem is perfect for a peaceful getaway and offers a unique experience away from the commercial airports.
Dude, isn't that the prison island that we just flew over?
I think he's spying on us.
Uh-huh.
Aye, you're right. That be Isla Maria Madre, known for its prison, where some notorious characters spent their days.
Okay,
It's a fascinating
this
spot
is
with a
not going to
colourful
work
past.
with him. So, how about we ask? We're going to ask Gemini. Why not? Or I still have a. I think I still have a.
You have a premium Gemini account, perhaps?
No, not Gemini, but I do have a. I do have
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT account, exactly.
Aha.
There we go. So, which one are we going to take? There are a couple of models that might work. This one is old. 4.0 might work for this. So, I am a sim pilot, and I use FS 2024. I want to do random flights all over the planet, and I want you to pick a departure, airfield, and an arrival. And the airfields should not be apart farther than, let's say, 100 nautical miles, and these airfields should be oh shit. No, stop. He's talking in German, for crying out loud. Answer in English. English. For crying out loud. So, and there should be in these airfields should be dirt, should have dirt runways, and be at a remote location, not near a big population center. And finally, preferably, the airfields should pose a challenge on takeoff and landing. That might be a prompt. Makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happens. I love this kind of dude. I hate. They're trying to make this sound as human as possible. This is, and it's getting worse all the time.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I know. It's ridiculous.
Let's get you something truly remote. Blah blah blah. Paredones, Santa Barbara. That's Chilean. Okay. Chile. Distance. That sounds pretty nice. Airstrips with uneven surfaces. We're gonna take a look at some point. I'm gonna put that chat away, and we're gonna pick up on it on the next flight. If I were you, I'd pick Zambia flight first. Well, there's an alternative, okay? In Zambia. You might see elephants nearby. Uh-huh. Maybe.
Is that what it said?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but not in only in real life, not necessarily in Flight Simulator. But it says that 2024's new environmental rendering would make this absolutely stunning. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we'll see about that. I'm going to save it, and then we can do that at some point. I can see land up ahead. 45 miles. I'm gonna fall asleep from that music. I'm going to turn off Spotify and listen to something.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I cannot stream that. But I'm getting bored from this music here. I would also be interested in trying to, not trying, but there is no try, just do. In
Do or do not. There
do
is
or
no
do not,
try.
exactly. That's the expression.
That's the Yoda.
What was I going to say? I got distracted
I don't
by
know.
somebody.
Oops.
joined some interesting community flight. What there's a group that you were talking about, I think, that would be interesting, that you fly regularly with.
The one I fly with every Sunday is a really long one.
Okay.
But I fly with all different fly-ins.
From the community forums, the flight sim forums.
Mostly from the forums. Yeah, the
Okay.
calendar is where I get most of my clues about
Mm-hmm.
different fly-ins to check out. That's how I found you.
Excuse me.
It's how I found yours.
Okay. Well, then it has some kind of use.
Yeah, it has value. Yeah, it's a good group that I fly with on Sunday. Eastern Hops, they call themselves. It's mostly older guys, and they have a radio station that they you can play or not.
A radio station. That's nice.
Yeah, Eastern Hops Radio. It's a web URL. You go to it, and it's just playing. They have a DJ that picks the music. You can submit requests, and they'll play them.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and each week, it's a different person usually comes up with a flight plan, and it's usually one that takes somewhere around 6 or 7 hours.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I cannot do that.
I was going to say that's probably a showstopper for you. It is for most people, but the people that have nothing but time, it's fun.
Well, there was one point in my life when I would have been able to do this, but I didn't have a bit family back then. So, but nowadays that's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite ones, though. I've gotten really familiar with the guys that fly that over the years.
I can imagine. If you're flying that long, this is going to probably form a bond in some ways. Please say something. I just turned up the volume for you because...
Check 1 2, testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, that's better. Okay.
Good. Yeah, I was going to say if you go on their server, Eastern Hop server, you can get the Discord invite from the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go on their server and search for anything from me, the Discord server, CtrlPhreek, you'll find the finisher pictures. And I kind of got in the habit of taking a screenshot at the end of the flight since it's so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of an accomplishment when you finish from you start out at the first airport and go all the way to the end. So I have everybody line up wingtip to wingtip, and I get all their nameplates in a screenshot and I post it. Mm-hmm. So if you look for my handle on their server, you'll see the pictures.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Get the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just one or two, and sometimes it's a half a dozen or more that actually do the whole flight.
Holy! Are these mostly older guys?
They are mostly guys, older guys that are retired mostly.
Okay, or maybe young guys even, because
a few, yeah, they come and go. In fact, the DJ that runs the radio station, his wife will fly with us occasionally.
Okay. Yeah.
She's a bridge freak. She likes to fly under bridges. Miss Chambers, they call her.
Okay. Well, everybody's got some kind of fetish.
Mm-hmm.
Bridges, all right. Unfortunately, some of the bridges that are being rendered using photogrammetry, you're going to bump into them because they're some solid object in the simulator, unless you turn off the photogrammetry stuff, I think.
Right, yeah. They've gotten really good at telling the difference, which ones they go under and which ones not.
Mm-hmm. The Golden Gate Bridge is. I tried to fly under it, I think, at some point, and I went into some kind of invisible wall, but it might have been that maybe I was too close to one of the, what are they called? You know what I mean? The metal things that are going into the water.
Right, that hold the bridge up. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hit one of those, all bets are off.
You got to tell me the word for it, please.
Oh,
I'm constantly learning English
myself
all the time.
So am I.
No, you're not. Yeah.
I can't think of the word, and
You know what I mean.
I'm an English speaker. I know what you mean. Yeah.
The metal things. The rods, but they're not rods.
Supports.
Supports. That's pretty good.
There you go.
Okay.
That was my wife.
And you're the older guy. Oh,
right.
Your wife. Okay, so. Thank you. Very helpful.
About 20 nautical miles from our next runway.
Does that thing? Yes, it might be. I could try to do an instrument approach, because in some ways, for some reason, I always fail with that. But I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm not good at instrument approaches. But let's try. Select approach, and then we can have. There are two different. Our nav approaches. What would be an interesting one? Let's see. 04.
Pick the visual. Pick the visual 22.
No.
No.
No. I'm gonna do an RNAV approach. Let's see.
All right, then you're on your own, because I don't know how to do those yet.
04. That's what I'm gonna take. And
then I guess I'll meet you in the middle, because I'm using the visual 22.
Okay.
Little map said it was the right way to go for wind, but
okay.
You do you.
Okay, I do me. What is the Maite? That looks good. That looks good. No, it doesn't. What's the other option? Roarpo? Roarpo is better. A lot better. Let's pick Roarpo. There we go.
What are you doing? An RNAV?
Yes. Roarpo. Initial approach fix, and then I can activate the. Depending on where's my flight plan? There we go. Let's see. We're gonna have to be at 4,000 feet at the initial approach fix. So let's climb a little bit.
Well, this sounds a lot like an ILS.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I've been putting off learning LNAV and RNAV because I know how to do ILS and visuals, but I would like to know them all.
Well, you have all the time in the world.
Indeed.
What's keeping you?
I don't know.
Maybe it's not that much fun.
We'll see. I'll certainly be trying it eventually.
1,000. There we go. Have to get up here, and at some point I'm simply going to hit the approach button and hope for the best.
I've seen that work.
Yes, sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know why. Isn't there, by the way, because sometimes it would be interesting maybe for people to see what I'm doing. I don't want to put another camera up, but is there a way to display the input that I'm giving the simulator when it comes to throttle or rudder or whatever, the axes? Is there some kind of indicator for that we could put in and make visible? Do you know
Not
that?
that I'm aware of, but it certainly seems plausible, possible, easy to do even.
I know that I have seen it. Some streamers have things that are being laid over the video, and
Right.
it's either an add-on for a flight simulator or it's something else that is just being displayed over the video. But I'm gonna have to find out, because sometimes it might be interesting to see what's happening. And how much we actually have to fight to keep this thing in the air.
Yeah, I've been having lots of fights with my 208 recently until I figured out what was happening with my joystick.
Yeah, rudder is an interesting...
And if you want to see what I've been going through, just lock your rudder trim all the way to the right and try and land.
Well, with a Kodiak, that it's actually mandatory, because, at least for takeoff, if you're heavy, if you've got lots of cargo, and then it's gonna pull to the left, and so you're gonna have to give it a lot of
rotation.
Exactly, yeah. You're gonna have to give it a whole lot of right rudder. But once you're in the air and have picked up some speed, then it's
no longer necessary.
No, exactly.
At our 3 o'clock, about 3 kilometres away, you'll see the shore skate park in Baja de Banderas. This isn't just any old skate park, oh no. Built in 2009, it's a haven for skaters and thrill seekers alike, attracting both locals and tourists who fancy a bit of adrenaline. The park features a variety of aprons and bowls, making it a popular spot for competitions and casual skating. Legend has it that the park is so good, even the seagulls have been known to try their hand at skating. So, if you fancy a bit of a roll, this is the place to be.
Did he just say terrorists? Did I hear that right? I think it was about to say tourists, but I heard terrorists.
I'll have to watch the recording and see what he said. I'm not sure. I've got your volume from the stream down real low, otherwise it'll feed back into my mic.
Yeah. I think he said terrorists.
He probably did.
That would be interesting to know, if I can actually patch through the, say, intentions into the Safari channel here, so that you can listen in without having to watch the stream. Maybe it is possible, maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna have to concentrate on the on my ILS approach here. I need to hit the approach. I'm gonna have to pick up my flashlight to find to find the freaking approach button. There it is. The third from the left. Okay. I'm gonna have to remember that.
Yeah, your buttons are laid out a little differently than mine, but similar.
On the yoke. I'm on the throttle quadrant, not the one on here in the simulator, but on the throttle quadrant. I mean.
I see. Runway in sight.
Already. Okay. Oh yes, you took a different route. I remember. So my autopilot is doing a left turn here, and the diamond is starting to descent. Maybe I am going to be able to pick up the descent slope at some point, hopefully. Oh, dear me, have to be at, no, we're going to have to be at 2,300 feet pretty soon. So let's hit the approach button and see what's happening. Unfortunately, the diamond is not yet pink, or magenta, whatever color this is.
I think it's magenta, but I've had this conversation before.
I'm going to hit the approach button. Nothing is happening, of course, because it didn't capture the glide slope. I guess. So let's descend to the altitude that we're supposed to be at, 2,300, and there we go. We're going to have to descend very quickly, actually. Yeah, runway in sight, but I want the autopilot to do the work for me. It doesn't do it. Man, oh man. So where do we have to be? 1,700. Let's switch over to... Oh, now it's got the glide slope. Let's hit the approach button once again. Let's see if it works. It kind of does. How nice.
I find that it often can be coerced to work.
Yeah. Probably. I'm not doing it that often to make a judgment on that, but currently it works. I should reduce the speed. The approach speed for this thing is usually about 110 knots. The flaps, 10 degrees. We do have a bit of crosswind here coming from the left, like 12 knots. And tailwind as well, so no, it's no wonder the suggestion was the other,
the reciprocal runway. Yeah.
But we're going to be able to do it. turn off the autopilot for now.
Close enough.
Yeah, we have the runway in sight. It's not getting any better than that. But it's really nice if you have bad weather. I understand why they invented this kind of system. It's handy.
At your 2 o'clock, about 4
That
kilometers
comes in
away,
handy
you'll
at night
see
too when
Estero
you're not
El
when you're coming
This
into
beautiful
land at
estuary
a
is a
runway
natural
that's not
reserve that
lit
covers over
properly
1,000
like
acres
this one
and is
is.
home to a variety of wildlife, including crocodiles, birds, and even some playful otters. Established in 1998, it's a crucial habitat for many species and a great spot for ecotourism.
Oh, dear me,
The mangroves
20
here are not
knots
just
of
pretty, they play a
crosswind.
vital role
It's
in
getting
protecting
worse.
the coastline from erosion.
Oh, is it?
and
Yeah.
providing
When I
food
last
for
looked, it
fish.
was only 12.
So if you're a nature
Holy
lover or
Lord.
just someone who enjoys a good stroll through the wild, this place is a treasure trove waiting to be explored.
I'll have to speed up a little. So it's better now, above the ground, not that bad.
Yeah, once you get down, it's not too bad.
Whoa. That was a little bit hairy at the end. Yeah. Flaps up. Okay, what's the time? 22:37. If you're good, we can do another little leg.
Happy to.
Still got some time. Excellent. So, when can I leave the runway here? Let's take that one.
The next leg is 100 nautical miles. Do you have that kind of time?
Yes.
Do you want
It
to do
is.
the next waypoint?
Which one is the next waypoint? I didn't look it up yet.
Mike Zulu Oscar, Playa de Oro.
Mike. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put that in. I'm gonna join you at the end of the runway, and then we'll program the computer. Nice little computer. I wonder what kind of OS it runs. Some of the automobile stuff runs on Android lately. But I guess this is, yes, quite a lot actually. I think Mercedes has got some kind of Android derivative. And there's another brand. I think they're relying entirely on Android and Google stuff. By the way, I think it's Fiat from the Chrysler, General Motors, Chrysler. I think Fiat, the Italian brand Fiat belongs to. Oh, you're dipping to the right. Is that true? Do I see that right? The poor caravan. What are you doing?
Double wing strike there.
Fortunately, it is quite forgiving, I would say.
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention there for a minute.
Yeah, and the crosswind doesn't help, or the wind at all, because if you have you don't have flaps down. But okay, parking brake for a minute. Let's see. Yeah, 100 miles. Playa de Oro International. That was the original destination anyway. So, La Gloria.
Mike Zulu Oscar, right?
Mike Zulu Oscar? Yes, exactly. I wonder if it would be interesting to fly manually and fly along the There's a road that is leading towards that is actually leading towards the city the airport is at. If you can see it in a little nav map, the yellow road.
Mm-hmm.
But that would involve manual flying, or maybe at least using the heading.
You call the tune.
This is we're still living in a democracy, even if your country doesn't anymore. But between us two,
Oh, you heard about that, did you?
it's still, let's call it a democracy. But yes, let's just follow the road here. It might be interesting to see some of the
That sounds fun. Let's do that.
Little villages there. Okay. But I'm still going to put in the destination here. This is
Yeah, me too.
Mike Zulu Oscar. Mike. Clear the flight plan. Direct to Lake. Blue. Oscar. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's reset the trim that this thing doesn't crash on takeoff. Okay. That stuff's still good. Flaps to 20. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to try to use Saint Tensions just for the fun of it.
Cool.
As usual, I'm going to make a fool of myself, but that's okay. This is just a game. I'm not going to put anyone into danger. Let's see, origin cattle. No, the origin is that is Lick. I don't know how to pronounce this. Lick Gustavo. Lick Gustavo. Mike Zulu Oscar. And what is that thing called? Actually, it's Playa de Oro. Playa de Oro.
That's the one.
And the altitude is going to be, let's say 2,000. No, maybe 3,000. Looking at the peaks here.
Yeah, there's some terrain between us and there.
But if we're following the road, there's not that much. But we're going to go to 3,000. So takeoff direction after takeoff is going to be southwest. And let's listen in to ATIS for a second. Let's see, do they have ATIS? Yes, they do.
Arriving and departing runway 22. Advise on initial contact.
Whiskey.
You have information whiskey. Aeropuerto Internacional Lick. Gustavo Diaz Ordaz, information whiskey. 1946 Zulu. Wind 240 at 12.
QNH is
Visibility
10.
Sky conditions, broken at 3,000 feet. Temperature 27. Dew point 23. QNH 1014.
Preparation
Density
is half of the journey.
1400 feet. Transition level 190. Arriving and departing
Let's
runway
go to
22.
tower. I don't know what this airport is going to be called. Let's just call it Aeropuerto. Aeropuerto Tower, Kodiak Delta, Foxtrot Delta. Good afternoon, I guess.
Kodiak, Papa 2 Delta, Foxtrot Delta, Vallarta Tower, taxi to General Aviation, parking via Alpha, Golf, stay with me.
No, I'm not going to taxi. I would like to take off from runway 22. Request VFR to Playa de Oro. Mike Zulu Oscar at 3000 southwestbound departure with information whiskey. I've got 1 POB. Delta Foxtrot Delta.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta.
He's
Good
got a
afternoon.
weird
Vallarta
pronunciation.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, runway 22, winds 240 at 12, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff on 22, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. So let's go. He sounds funny. They actually try to put in some local dialects or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You're dipping again. But so am I. The crosswind is killing me. This is like... Nah, it's not that bad. We've got a little bit of crosswind here. There's this little island, this little town, which is called Puerto Vallarta, maybe. I didn't have Spanish at school. I don't know pronunciation. Vallarta Tower, Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta would like to request flight following. Where's the autopilot? I just want to hold the altitude.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, flight following is unavailable as I don't have radar contact. Contact Vallarta departure on 119er, decimal 0 for flight following.
119er decimal 0 for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. Vallarta departure for hello there. This is Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta. Would like to request the flight following. Thank you. I'm following you here blindly. Okay.
Oh, you said you wanted to follow the road, so I was going to follow you.
You go ahead.
Approach, squawk 4652.
Well, I didn't see the road.
4652. 4652 and ident. There we go. Can you see the road now? No, it should be to the right, right?
Kodiak Papa 2 Delta Foxtrot Delta Vallarta.
Does it go along the coast, or is it in the mountains here?
Southeast of Vallarta
For a
at
short
3,000 feet. Ciudad de Puerto Vallarta,
for a short time,
QNH
yes.
1014.
QNH 1014 Delta Foxtrot Delta. Yeah, there we go. Reduce the RPM to 2000, please, and the torques to like 1200 something. Oh, my fuel. I only have a quarter of fuel left. But I think that should be good enough. Yeah, but it's running along the coast on there, and then it's going to turn to the left and you call it inland if it goes on in away from the coast. Can you say inland? You still there?
I am.
Okay. So tell me, what can I say if a road turns inland? Is it inland?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, away from the coast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. It's not my native language, so I'm still learning. Until I'm very old. Boca de Tomatlan? Now we're going to fly heading here. Yep, that's the road down there. That's a nice little bay with a nice beach full of sharks. There's a constant change between updraft and downdraft here. I'm being pushed up and down all the time. But it is difficult to spot the road below all these trees here. I'm going to climb a little to like 4,000 because of all these mountains there. There's the road. It looks like a dirt road, actually. There's no tarmac. That's their idea of a highway. Where are you? Can't see you anymore.
I'm having some problems. I'll catch up in a minute.
Oh, okay. Turn on the virtual. There's a accessibility. There we go. Thanks. That might actually help. Controls, no assistances. Display, blah blah. No. Flight path. Camera, maybe. Instrument view mode, no. Put an external view, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, there we go. That's what I mean. People aren't able to see what I'm doing at least a little bit. You still can't see the you still can't see the actual axis movements, but at least something. There is the road down there. Follow it to the left a little bit here. So let's see what kind of approaches we can get here at this airport. A couple actually. Wars, visuals. I think we're just going to take a visual in this particular case. What does the wind favor? $28. Okay. Currently in this. But we're still flying heading for now to follow this nice little road down there.
Are you basically heading southeast?
Yes. Basically right south right now. I am soon going to cross over La Gloria. Mike 0 Mike. Is it a 0? No, that cannot be a 0.
It's an Oscar.
It's an Oscar. Because the O looks a little bit strange. Looks like a 0. But yeah, it's Mike, Oscar Mike. I like the mic. Sounds funny. And they have another La Gloria right behind it. La Gloria and La Gloria 3. Where is La Gloria 2? Are you going to take off from La Gloria?
I'm trying to get back on course.
Okay. I could lose some altitude here. We're too high. I like to watch landscape fly by. Let's reduce the altitude to 2,000 maybe. Vallarta approach, Kodiak Delta Farsa Delta. Are you still with me?
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta affirm. Still with you.
That is so nice. Thank you. Delta Farsa Delta.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, you're welcome.
Oh, you would not be able to happen to be able to tell me a joke, would you? Delta Farsa Delta.
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta, why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything.
Uh-huh. This one is as old as time itself. Vallarta approach. That was pretty good for an AI. Thank you.
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, you're welcome.
Would you consider yourself to be an AI, or are you a human being, which is quite annoyed by the chatter that you're getting from this pilot who is bored and doesn't have anything better to do?
Kodiak, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, I am here to assist you with your flight.
Concise, on the point. I like it. Saying it's exactly what I would an AI expect to answer. So, are you an AI or are you a human being? I'm slowly running out of fuel. I should be able to make it, but it's going to be pretty close.
I noticed the other day that every time I look at my fuel on the overlay, I have exactly 48% fuel left. I never went looking for the button that gives you unlimited fuel, but I'll do that today. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I used to like to pull up to the fuel box in 2020 and have the fuel screen pop up, but now it's different. Apparently now you make a call for ground service for refueling, and they come to you.
Oh, really?
That's what it seemed like it was going to do, but then I never actually got the fuel, so I had to go, and I quit out of the sim before it happened. I'm going to try it again.
We can try it once we're landing. But the thing is, I usually use if I'm refueling, then I'm going to use the electronic flight book to just add the number.
Just to add fuel, yeah.
But, well, if it works.
Yeah, I want to see what the sim
With
has.
ground services, that might be nice as well.
Yeah, I've never seen the animation, so I figured it would be interesting.
There's the road. Now it's got tarmac. It's easier to spot now. I wonder if all these trees here are actually there in reality, because this looks like desert. I'm not sure if this is we could actually take a look at Google Maps. I mean, the material might be older, but it might give us a hint. Where are we currently? The Las Alamandas Airport. Las Alamandas Airport. Aerodromo. Yeah. Yes, there are trees here, or some kind of greenery, but looks like trees, so it's pretty accurate, I would say. That's nice. It looks. Sometimes there are differences between Google Maps and basically the flight simulator stuff is based on Bing Maps. It's the same kind of satellite imagery that they're using for this, but sometimes you can see differences between Bing and Google, so they seem to have different satellite imagery at some point, at least.
Yeah, I've been pretty disappointed when I've like gone in the drone down to ground level or landed, slewed down, to like my neighborhood, and what I see is these instead of trees like they're normally rendered around my neighborhood, they're these weirdly shaped obelisks
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
have the right color,
Yeah.
and that's about it. They don't resemble trees at all. And I
That's
don't know if that's a setting or if that's just the way it is. It looks fine from the air, but when you go down and look at them up close, they're kind of silly looking.
I think this is due to the photogrammetry stuff. They're trying to rebuild. I'm not sure that it actually recognizes this as trees. It's looking at the satellite imagery and trying to
Extrude into a 3D shape. I see.
Yeah, and that and the auto. I mean, most of the trees in the sim, they're actually placed automatically, I would say, and it's trying to figure out if they fit into the landscape due to the coloring, maybe. But in some places that doesn't work at all. But I mean, in general, this is still whaling at a very high level.
Yeah.
Because
now it looks great from the plane. I mean,
yeah.
when you're looking down at the ground, it's like looking at a video.
Yeah. This here is nice. Little. It's not even a little beach. In my childhood, my whole family's always been people who like to go to the ocean during vacation, summertime, stuff like that. But I'm a different kind of person. I like to drive around the country and see stuff. It's nice to be at the beach, kind of a couple of days maybe, but not spend an entire vacation. I'm not sure that. In the meantime, I've.
Kodiak is Delta Foxtrot, Delta contact Manzanillo approach on 125.39er.
125.39er for Delta Foxtrot Delta. Good day. I find it boring to stay at the beach all the time, so I like to drive around. Manzanillo approach Delta Foxtrot Delta with you. Good afternoon. Oh, there you are.
Kodiak, Papa 2, Delta, Foxtrot, Delta, Manzanillo departure. Good afternoon, Tomatlan, UNH 1012.
QNH 1012 Delta Foxtrot Delta. "26 miles behind at 6,000 feet. Oh, look at these beaches. This is like awesome. These half moon bay beaches. What's happening with the camera here? This is really nice. But the trees here, they don't belong.
Right.
This is not plausible in any way. Oh, there's a
runway.
A little airport. That was Las Alamandas. Okay. And that is a bridge or some kind of road vanishing into the ground. But still, it's still pretty to look at, even if it's not totally accurate. But this little village here is very nice as well. Oh, there's a dirt runway. That's inviting. But I cannot afford to waste any more fuel. No, I'm not going to land. I might even try to reduce the fuel consumption a little bit here. Below 300 pounds per hour. Murphy, I haven't heard from you in a long time. Would you care to play your role as a tour guide, please?
At our 1 o'clock, about 5 miles away, you'll see the stunning Playa de Chamela. This beautiful beach is known for its soft golden sands and crystal clear waters, making it a perfect spot for sunbathing and swimming. It's a favourite among locals and tourists alike, especially for those looking to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. Legend has it that the beach is named after the nearby town of Camela, which was once a bustling port for pirates. So if you fancy a dip in the ocean or just want to soak up some sun, this is the place to be.
He said terrorist again. I mean, that might be the Irish accent, actually.
I hope so.
Yeah. Oh, there's a villa from some drug dealer, baron guy down here. That looks expensive. No, not really. A little ranch. There's an actually not so bad rendition of Hearst Castle inside the simulator. Do you know Hearst Castle?
Yeah, I know what it is and where it is. I just didn't know it was hand modeled. If it is,
Yes, it is, and it looks pretty good.
Oh.
Actually.
I'll have to have a look.
You can watch one of my videos.
That would be easier.
I flew over it. No, it looks really fantastic. They put in some effort. It's not bad. But it's totally decadent. It's the personification, maybe, I'm not sure what it is. The personification of decadence and unchecked capitalism, spending money like it was just paper. I don't know. This guy, and it's not Damien Hirst. I don't know what I don't remember the first name of the Hearst guy, but it's a nice castle. It's a bit of a Frankenstein, really, consisting of several different architectural styles. It's like,
William Randolph Hearst, my wife says.
Yeah, exactly. Williamhurst, and it's a bit like in Las Vegas, where they try to replicate some of the more prominent landmarks from Europe. Like, I don't know, they have built the Tower of Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just flying under it the other day.
Okay.
I saw
Under
Paris on your stream, and I decided to go check it out. It's pretty well modeled as well.
Okay. So and you're not going to bump into some kind of wall once you fly under it?
Actually, I'm not sure because I flew under it in the drone. I didn't take the
Okay.
plane under. I should have, but I will next time.
Oh, but I never took a look at the. I should do that as well.
Yeah, the Arc de Triomphe is hand modeled, and the Eiffel Tower is hand modeled. Yeah, there's lots of interesting points of interest there.
I mean, it's one of the most famous cities on the planet, so they're putting in work for these kinds of cities. Is it an airstrip down here? Yes, it is. That's a big one, actually. It looks sturdy, but it's long. Maybe it's a graveyard, an aircraft graveyard.
You would have enjoyed the Sunday fly-in last Sunday. All the runways were short, and they were either dirt or grass across Alaska.
Exactly what I like.
I figured.
Alaska has some very nice areas to fly as well.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, I was surprising people how well I could land short with this plane. I would often have to engage the reversers before I touch down because they need to ramp up, just like the forward motion.
As long as you don't crash.
I had a good day that day.
That's good. It's acting up here. How far? 29 miles to go. That should be okay.
Yeah, I took a more direct route. I'm 10 miles away from my initial approach fix. You took the scenic route, I think. But
I did.
I basically got the benefit of both because I could look at your stream and see the scenic route.
That's all right. I'm here to entertain. Some of these rivers look also very nice. The auto-gen stuff, you can see that the simulator is trying to put in some kind of water body, which in many cases, especially with these small streams, it doesn't really work very well. I would like to turn off this because, I mean, we've got satellite imagery, which looks realistic enough. I don't need these
Right, yeah, I see what you're saying.
pieces of nonsense here. The only benefit that you get from those is that you have some kind of reflection. But other than that, they're not really helping with the immersion. That kind of reminds me of the one of the simulators that I still find pretty amazing, at least for its time, was the what was it called, from a company called Looking Glass. I think it don't exist anymore, and that was called Flight Unlimited. There were 3 versions, I think. They were coming out in the late 90s, early 2000s, and the best part was number 2, Flight Unlimited 2, which was trying to replicate the San Francisco Bay Area, and for its time, that was brilliantly modeled. It was, I could really, because I've been at that point in time, I've already been in the Bay Area, and I knew the place, so. And I could actually make out, the resolution was still pretty low. I mean, obviously the graphics were not as good as they are today, but you could actually make out most of the scenery there, and pinpoint some of the locations that I've been at, and that was brilliant. That was awesome in a way that I find this simulator here awesome as well, because it was the same kind of advancement compared to earlier sims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it has its moments.
Mm-hmm. And it did. There's one thing that the Microsoft Flight Simulator stuff always has been missing, and that's a proper damage model which you can actually experience in Flight Unlimited. You can do all kinds of stupid stuff with your plane, and for example, the one of your wings would simply rip off, or you could damage your gear, and you
Kodiak
could.
Delta Foxtrot Delta, contact Manzanillo Tower on 118.7.
No way. Thank you very much. And you could land with a damaged gear, and you could make an emergency landing and basically land on your,
Kodiak Delta Foxtrot Delta,
on your
you're
fuselage. So that was pretty cool, and that's something that Microsoft has never implemented. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of that the aircraft manufacturers don't want their planes to crash. I don't know, but it's stupid. And
yeah, they are kind of in bed with them.
Yeah.
They might have something to say about it. Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I think it would be awesome if you could, in some way, simulate a real problem with your gear, or I don't know, some physical damage to your plane that you need to take into account and need to counter in some way. That would be awesome. Just when you hit the wingtip onto the ground, well, you don't know it yet, but your wing is about to break off.
Yeah, I've seen airplanes cartwheel down the runway, and they're fine.
Oh, we're there almost. I should activate. Oh, Jesus, 40 miles. Holy, I missed that almost.
Yeah, like I said, I took the short route, so I'm actually on short final for this place.
Okay, so let's activate. Yeah, it's going to turn around because the straight fly in is in the other direction.
Yeah, I picked the runway for wind, and it made me do a 180 pretty much to come in. Runway is 28, I believe. Yeah.
And it is the final approach fix is at 855 feet, so I think I can already go ahead and lose some altitude slowly. A lot of movement in the air right now. Always bouncing up and down all the time.
It's not too bad down here by the airport.
Well, it's the time. That looks pretty good. I'm going to be in bed before midnight. That's good enough. Fortunately, we don't have to wake up too early. There's a huge whale.
On your stream right now?
It's just an island. But it looked like a whale a little bit. I was thinking it might be I'm looking today. This is the most massive whale the world has ever seen.
Yeah, I've been teased many times about that, and I haven't seen one yet.
I don't know. I only have seen land-based animals. Maybe we should. There's in Flight Simulator you can drive boats, right?
I don't know. Is that the case?
I think so. At least you can.
Oh wow.
There are add-ons that I think.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
sure
Add-ons. Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're fully. If you can fully use them and steer the boats, but there are add-ons for this. And I mean, considering the fact that the Flight Simulator itself has all these boats placed everywhere, basically, if you turn the labels on, then it might make sense. I don't know. If there are people out there who prefer to fly boats in a flight to drive boats in a flight simulator, might be.
There certainly are a lot of boats in the environment. I've noticed in certain places there are crazy a lot of them. But if you go to Paris and look around carefully, you'll see there's a lot of boats that are in impossible situations. You'll see like a tanker that's at least 3 times wider than the river it's trying to negotiate, and it's turned at an angle so that half of its bow is like on the land and its tail is on the back, the stern is on the land, and only the middle is in the water.
Okay. Well, That is, that's AI hard at work.
Hard at work failing.
We do have headwind here. Yes, we do. And crosswind as well. Did you choose a Grand Caravan with floats?
You tell me, man. I never know what I'm going to look like in this sim.
You look. I mean, that's a GC with floats, as you can see.
Oh, I don't believe it. Okay.
That is massive floats right there.
Hey, if I'd have known that, I would have landed in the ocean.
All of them are carrying floats here.
That's hilarious.
Auto gen scenery stuff. Okay. Well, next time, I'm going to tell you earlier.
Yeah.
Let's find ourselves in a nice parking spot somewhere. There's, how about right in front of you. Oh, this is that looks like a skydiver plane right to the right of me. It's got this huge door.
Yeah, mine could be configured to do that. I assume there's some career mode support for that.
Yeah, but I tried that and I was entirely disappointed because of the way the missions, they don't really work well, because you're going to have to fly these the circuit to gain some altitude, and no matter what I do, I'm always going to get some penalty for not being able to stay within the time frame, within the given time frame of the mission. I'm always getting penalty for this, and I don't know how to do it differently, because I'm doing exactly what the mission is telling me to do. I'm flying through all these gates, and still I'm always getting a bad score, no matter how well I did the flying. I don't know. It's a bit frustrating.
This doesn't surprise me. It's why I haven't even really seriously looked at it. I figured it would be broken for a while. That's why I always just go into free flight.
The only thing that really works is there are two kinds of missions that actually work. One of them is the scenic flights, where you have to ferry some people and have them make photographs. But the one thing that is putting me off severely is the artificial intelligence, the artificially generated voices and the dialogues that they're talking, that they're speaking. It's so silly and so artificial, it does not sound human at all. And the other thing that basically works is when you do ferry missions, where you have to fly a plane from one place to another. That works, and you can get good grades for that. But everything else seems kind of broken. I don't know, and I haven't spent a whole lot of time with this because it is getting frustrating after a while. So this kind of free flight with nice scenery and nice environments and nice people, that's a whole lot better.
Couldn't agree more.
So thank you for flying with me. That was awesome.
And thank you for hosting.
Next, I'm not sure about tomorrow, but on Thursday, I think we might continue the... well, let's see. We can be spontaneous. We can either fly the
we could even wing it.
Wing what? Wing in? What does that
Wing
mean?
it. It's a colloquialism.
And what does
means
that
we
mean?
can fake it, or
Okay.
fake it till we make it, kind of thing.
Okay, I see. Okay. Yes, we'll see. We're just gonna do what we like. So
my wife says good night to you. We know it's late there, and we'll let you go.
Likewise, say hello and goodbye.
Will do. See you next time.
Take care. Good night. Good afternoon.
Mm-hmm.